Companies are spending thousands of dollars a month on enterprise software that they barely use, and until this year replacing it used to cost more than keeping it. And the main reason for that was that the migration cost was too high, both in terms of the time that is needed to do such a migration and also resources and finances associated with it. However, that's no longer the case in this AI era, because AI can now replace the part that used to make such kind of migration impossible. You can have it map your data, export it from your existing system, and take all of this data and plug it into your new system, which is more cost effective. Not only that, but it can also rebuild your integrations that you had with your old system and adapt them for your new system, and also test the whole thing before going live and rolling it out for your whole company. So that's why in this video I'm going to show you exactly, first of all, why enterprise software got this expensive, also why leaving it is finally making financial sense, and also the exact paths that companies are using to cut their software tech stack bill in half by moving to the more cost-effective solutions. And I'm also going to go through all of the excuses that your IT department may present to you and why they don't hold up right now in this AI era. Let's get into it. And before we dive deeper, if you are watching this because you're tired of paying for expensive enterprise software licenses like Salesforce or SAP, and you would love to explore possibility of moving to a more cost-effective solution, then check this out. At Systems Department, we can help you figure out which one of these cost-effective solutions actually fit your use case and fit your business. And not only that, but we can also help you build an AI layer on top of it to boost productivity and time and financial savings. Obviously, all of this takes real work, and I understand that not all teams can have the resources or the expertise required for such kind of migration. That's why if you would like to receive our help with such kind of migration and also figuring out where we can fit AI into your business to boost productivity and financial and time savings, then check out the first link in the description to book a call with me and my team. Now back to video. Alright, so let's dive into it. The first thing I want to show you is this tweet which essentially prompted me to record this video. And in this tweet, Pete Kuman, general partner at Y Combinator, tells us that he was just talking with a founder who was buying several factories, and the first thing that that founder was willing to do was to rip out Salesforce, Oracle and SAP, for which they were paying a combined $1 million per month. Which is crazy if you think about it. Imagine paying $12 million per year just for the software, which you know that most of the people barely use and isn't utilized properly. And this is the real issue right now in 2026. Here I have the main 4 problems with the enterprise software that exists right now. And the first problem here is the per user pricing that is scaling against you. When you're a relatively small company with just 10 or 50 employees, pricing is reasonable and you are okay paying that. However, when you own large factory, for example an assembly line with thousands or hundreds of employees, the pricing starts to scale against you. You're paying for seats that people barely use or not use at all. And another issue here is that there are 10 plus different costs usually associated with each seat, which compound really fast. Another issue is that the future bloat that you are funding but you aren't really using. Let's be real, all the softwares that you use like Salesforce and stuff, you are just using only 20% of it, and the rest is there that you aren't really using but still paying for that, which is annoying because the other 80% is the one that costs you the most money, needs maintenance, and you are getting charged for it whether you use it or not. The third issue here is the implementation debt. Most companies don't run Salesforce out of the box. You have years of old data with custom fields, custom objects, and custom workflows that were built by some consultant or just some firm which is no longer here and which no longer supports it. So your switching cost is too high, and now you're scared not only by the migration but just of maintaining that whole thing together, making sure it's working day to day and doesn't disrupt your factories or your business's operation. Alright, so the final issue is your own data becomes a hostage. Getting the clean data out of Oracle or SAP is a project in itself, and the migration cost alone stops a lot of companies from even trying this thing. However, we'll discuss why all of these issues aren't no longer the case in this AI era in this next couple of minutes. Alright, so let's just talk about, first of all, why this is different in 2026. Let's be real, for decades, enterprise software vendors were protected by one thing. First of all, high migration costs, then long implementation timelines, complex integrations that are required to fit your specific business, also expensive consultants that would provide all of these services for you, and finally, the significant operational risk of migrating to something new. And it's true, for most companies, the cost of living was simply higher than the cost of staying. However, what has changed is that the AI right now can dramatically reduce the effort required to, first of all, migrate the data, rebuild the integration, customize the workflow, customize the CRM or the software in itself, train employees, and even validate and test migration before going live and introducing this new system to your business. And the key insight I want you to keep inside of your mind is that replacing legacy enterprise software is now economically viable for many businesses where it wasn't just a few years ago thanks to AI. Now, let's talk about replacing the stuff in practice. Obviously, like in any good migration, we aren't going to just rip out everything one by one and break your entire business. Instead, the realistic migration path looks like this. First of all, we do an audit and start with the highest cost, lowest value module, and then audit what we are actually using and what we are actually paying for inside of our existing software stack. Then once we have that, we pick one workflow and rebuild it outside the legacy system and run both systems in parallel, meaning that we add data into both systems, and when we remove data, we also remove it from both systems. Then once that's done and everything is working and we tested that the new system works exactly as we wanted, we can cut the old ones and replace it with the new one. The most common starting points that I can recommend for such migrations are, for example, your CRMs, your specific ERP modules like accounting and others that have cheaper and better point solutions now, and also, for example, reporting and analytic layers that sit on top of your core system. Alright, let's talk about some real examples of what companies are actually moving to. And the biggest thing and unlock here is using open source alternatives that are a fraction price of their enterprise competitor. For example, there is this 20 CRM, which is #1 open source CRM, which also works with AI, has AI agents built in, and is fully open source, so you can just deploy it on your own and then run it without any enterprise license fees. Also, ERP Next, which is an open source ERP solution by Frappe. And by the way, these guys have a lot of solutions, as you see on this picture. For example, a people operation, Frappe HR framework, data analysis tool, CRM, help desk, and any other software that you can even think of. For reporting analytics, you can use Google Looker dashboards, which are free and can connect to thousands of other connectors like your databases, your Google Sheets, and any other data lake or data layers that you have. And you can even write a custom one if needed. And also here I have an also example of fully custom internal tools if your budget allows and nothing really works and fits your business. And this can be developed super rapidly thanks to AI. For example, on this screenshot, we have a real dashboard that our company built for a sales team so they can internally track their calls booked rate, show rate, cancellation rate, close rate, revenue, cash collected, and any other metric. Here's also the screen from the calls tab where they have like booked calls, canceled calls, show rates, how many closed of these calls, what is the status, who is the closer on this call, who is the setter, and things like that. And this dashboard is automatically synced with their scheduling tool, in this example Calcom, but it can also be synced obviously with any other scheduling infrastructure tool like Calendly, like JHL, Scheduler, and any of them. And when it comes to these softwares, they usually offer two versions. One is cloud version, which is already a fraction of the cost of enterprise alternative. And also it's managed for you, so you just need to customize, configure, and migrate your data inside of it. You don't manage the deployment, so you just buy the license, but this license, again, as I told you, is a fraction of the cost of original enterprise alternative. And there's also the second version, which is a self-hosted version and gives you full flexibility and customization. It also involves the lowest cost for it because you are fully managing it on your own. So you pay only for the VPS, so the server where you deploy it, and then just some maintenance fees probably. And as I said, this kind of solution comes with full customization because you deploy it on your server, and obviously it needs some maintenance and also has some support costs. However, I will explain later why this isn't a big issue anymore. Okay, so not only that, but using AI, companies right now are automating all parts of their systems and their daily operations. For example, things like quote generations, pricing sheets, status updates, notification, and smart alerting to the relevant department, predictions and projections of their cash flow, of their occupancy and things like that, and also analysis and data comparison. And just to summarize, what we talked about so far is that open source and AI intelligence layer allows your company to not only save millions in software stack license costs, but also drive productivity gains across the whole business, increasing the efficiency of every business department and every business unit. So now the main thing you are probably wondering, what are the main risks associated with this and why they don't exist anymore in 2026? So you might be thinking, data migration is a nightmare. And it's true, it used to be nightmare. However, AI can now read your existing data, map it to a new schema automatically, flag duplicates and missing fields before a single row will move from your existing system to your new system. What took a team of 3 people and 4 months can now be done in days or just in a couple of weeks thanks to AI. Another thing that you might have inside of your mind right now is that you probably have 15 custom integrations inside of your Salesforce or any other software, and if you pull the software out, everything will break. And again, that's no longer the issue, because AI can map your entire integrations and also reconnect them for you inside of your system. And what you also need to understand is that these new systems also have these integrations. So all you need to do usually is just to disconnect it from your old system, go into the new system and just reconnect it, and that's it. It will be connected again and we will be working. And for the custom integrations, you can again use AI to just rebuild the whole thing and just do it very effectively and efficiently. Another thing that you might be thinking right now is that our team finally knows the current system. Switching means months of lost productivity. And again, that's no longer the case. Modern tools are built with a fraction of the complexity and usually have far better UI, so user interfaces, and are more usable. They have AI-powered onboarding, which means that your team learns by asking questions in plain language. They can also manage it via plain language. For example, they can just type something inside of their CRM chat box that moves this deal to this stage, and it will automatically go and do this for them and take actions inside of the system. So they no longer need to do all of this juggling and all of this manual data entry. They can just use it very easily. Moreover than that, these modern systems are also, which is super important by the way, are more mobile friendly. So your warehouse workers, for example, or factory workers can easily use these ERPs or CRMs from the tablets with small screens or even their phone. Alright, another thing we should talk about is compliance. You probably may have SOC 2, GDPR, HIPAA requirements, and things like that. And again, that's no longer the issue because most modern lean tools carry the same certifications now. AI runs a compliance gap analysis against your specific requirements before you commit to anything. And what used to take again 3 months of consultant back and forth right now can take days or just weeks of work. Another thing that you might tell me is that we tried migrating before and it failed and it cost us more than staying put. And my answer to that is that those migrations probably failed because AI didn't exist yet. AI can now simulate the migration before it happened. It can run it in a sandbox, show you what will break, you can fix it, and then run it on a real thing. And the layer where the most migrations failed, which is data and integration, is now the easiest part because you can just ask AI to do it for you. And the final thing that you might say is that our vendor told us that this would take 18 months and cost $2 million to just do this migration. And I want you to understand that that estimate comes from the vendor who loses the contract if you leave and is pissed off and wants to squeeze the final buck before you leave. Modern migrations with AI assisting tooling run in 30 to 60 days for mid-market and 3 to 6 months for enterprise complexity. The 2 million assumes a manual consulting heavy process which is largely obsolete by now, as you might already understand from this video. So let's take a look on a successful migration path, which consists of 5 steps. Step 1 is audit before you touch anything. So here you just pull every license cost, every user count, every module that you are paying for, and you map what's actually being used, what's just running in the background. Because what's usually happening is that you have certain seats purchased, but only, let's say, a fraction of those is used. Step 2 is prioritizing it by cost versus value. You should aim to obviously move something that has the highest cost and highest usage, but is not deeply embedded inside of your system, so has the least operational complexity involved in doing the migration. Step 3 involves rebuilding the critical paths outside of the legacy system. As I already said, you just don't go on and replace everything all at once and break your business. You rebuild the 3 to 5 workflows that you found in step 1 and step 2, and then embed it inside of your business and start having people using it. Step 4 is a short period of time where you have both of your new and old systems running in parallel. New systems and old system is running simultaneously for 60 to 90 days, and this is where you find what you missed, what is breaking, what is working and what is not working, and what needs to be essentially patched and fixed. And finally, once you run it and once you verify that everything is working, everything is awesome, and you are finally not paying that much fees, you just cut the old software and just break your contracts and just like stop paying for them essentially to unlock the cost savings. And yeah, before we end this video, I want to talk about the cost mess, which is making all of this real. Businesses inside of United States are spending 2 to 6% of their revenue on SaaS licenses. And unlike hosting costs, per user pricing compounds against you every time you hire someone. And here's what it actually looks like in scale. In this table, you can see that 100 users, SAP 1 or Dynamics 365 costs you almost 10K every month, compared to ERP Next, which is an open source ERP software where you only pay for hosting. At 500, it's 54K here, 50K, and again here you just pay for hosting and it's not scaling together with your headcount, which is a very great thing. And all of this is just one single platform. Imagine if you stack Salesforce on top of it, add Oracle, add BI layer as the software support tool you have, add the HR system, you will easily get to 500K to 1 million a month fast. So if you just use self-hosting and open source versions, you're saving tons of money because they have no per user pricing. You just pay for hosting and maybe a bit more for maintenance and just like support. So here's the replacement math. If you're spending 1 million a month in software licenses, that accounts to $12 million per year leaving the business. Now, if you replace 50% with linear tools with no per user pricing and where you pay only for hosting, and you also add AI agents on top of it, you can easily get back 50%, which accounts to $6 million back annually. And you can either take that amount into your pocket or again reinvest it inside of your business to grow faster. Typical migration cost is usually 3 to 6 months of the savings, and break even happens under a year in almost every case. So again, to repeat the things that I told you before, the migration used to cost more than the savings in year 1. That's no longer true in AI age. So that's kinda it. If you want help to do this migration and want us to help you to find tools that actually fit your business and have no per user pricing, where you can only pay for hosting and a bit more for maintenance and support, then check out the first link in the description and book a call with us to discuss it. See you there. Goodbye.